Talk no more, none of that shit. I'm gonna let him say
Let's go, hey.
got me started. Wrist frames carded. Pull up double parking. Don't even pay like I'm the owner. My young niggas retarded.
Yo, what up, guys? We're on the clock. Caleb here with Julian. Today we're joined by a special guest, sophomore guard from Youngstown State, John Lovelace Jr. Thanks for coming on, John. We appreciate your time. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Appreciate the invite.
Yeah, of course. Julian knows, and I'm sure those that are close to me know that I've been hyping up your game quite a bit over the last probably year.
Appreciate that.
We'll get into some of the clips that really sold me, and I was like, okay, this is definitely a guy that I got to keep an eye on for the longevity of his entire college career and hopefully, a professional career in the near future. Just the things that pop about your game we'll get into, but talking more about you, how has your experience been at Youngstown State? Obviously you didn't get a ton of playing time last year, but you're consistently in the game, game to game, just not a ton of minutes. So how's your experience been there so far?
I mean, I feel like I had a great last season learning from the older guys. Like they really taught me a lot of things. They say the freshman year is always the hardest year, and after that, I feel like being with those guys going forward, everything should not be easy, but it should be easier, I should say. I'm just glad that I got to get that Horizon League title, and hopefully we can do bigger things this year.
Yeah, winning's winning. I
Quick question. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Okay, what's the adjustment been like for you from high school to college so far? What are some of your favorite parts about it? What are some of the parts that have been more challenging? What's that been like?
Coming into college, I was expecting to be like how every freshman feels like they should be that guy coming in, but when you go to there and that first practice, wow, these guys are actually good. It was crazy. From being a prep school team, I was scoring a lot, getting the ball a lot, playing a lot, doing everything, scoring the ball, shooting the ball whenever I wanted, pretty much. And then when I got to college, it's like, oh, this dude's better than me at scoring the ball. So what can I do to get on the floor? That's basically all I was trying to figure out. What can I do to get on the floor? And I feel like I'm doing the little things is what I'm good at in college right now, and just hoping to expand my game as time goes on.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the biggest thing that surprised me about you as a player is how great of an offensive rebounder you are. Your just overall instincts and activity on the court really just jump off the tape. And I think a lot of people get caught up in box score watching, but watching you play alongside guys like Dwayne Cohill, I mean, who's an exceptional talent, you're not going to have the ball in your hand every time on the court, like you're saying. So
Yeah.
finding different ways to impact the game is exactly what you should be doing as a freshman, trying to learn from those guys as well as figure out where you can fit in offense. Because, I mean, I ran a little query. I don't know how big of an advanced stats guy you are. Probably not think that much of it. But out of all the freshmen in the country last year who had offensive rating of 120 or higher, shot over 30% from three, had more than 7 dunks, and at least played 30% of their team's minutes, it was only you and Alex Caravan that fit that qualification.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, Caravan's another guy who probably, if he went to a different school, could have played a lot of minutes. He could have been a starter, but for a UConn team that, eventually won the championship, he played his role exceptionally well. And I think, your efficiency is something that just, I don't know, was kind of mind-boggling to me that, over the course of games, you're just able to maintain, that consistency shooting the ball, the consistency on the defensive end without getting a huge minute load. I mean, Caravan played 70% of their minutes. He only played 30% of your guys' minutes last year, around 33.9. So to be able to maintain that type of efficiency across those games speaks a lot to you as a player and your mindset and always stay aggressive. And we'll get more into that in the tape. There's some moments where I'm I can tell that this guy is locked into the game 24/7. So Julian, did you have any more follow-up questions? You're from Brown Deer. I'm from Oconomowoc myself. What was kind of the high school experience like in Brown Deer?
Oh, I started off at Tosa East. Then I transferred from there to Brown Deer, and I didn't get to play that much at Brown Deer, but it was a good experience, I guess. I got to just practice, work on my game a lot, and then I got to play in a couple playoff games, but we lost to Pewaukee. So yeah, that was a tough one, but
Pirates, man. But they got some real talent. I mean,
yeah, Milan's a killer. Milan's like that.
yeah, he's gonna be nice for Iowa State, and he's one of the players I'm really looking forward to watching this year. Freshman wise. Julian, you had anything else that you had the chance to think of before we get into the tape?
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a couple questions. I'm curious. So I saw you played with Pat Baldwin and Tyrese Hunter for AAU for what was it, Phenom U?
Yeah,
Uh,
Phenom U.
yeah, what was it like being around guys like that? Did that like how did that develop your game and like how did you kind of learn from guys like that?
I feel like it was a really good experience. Like everybody on the team was talented, so coach didn't have like a starting lineup. Oh, he started. He didn't. He had like he switched it up every game. So like it was a pretty fun like playing with a lot of great players, like the top players in Wisconsin. Everybody like it was a lot of good players on that team, and everybody went somewhere. So it was a pretty exciting team to be on. But I didn't. It was COVID though, so like there wasn't really
Yeah.
any big game. We had one big game. We played Palo. Lost. I think we lost in a close one, but it was fun though for the most part.
Did you dunk on him?
He said,
Did
"What?" I heard her dunk.
you dunk on him?
Nah.
Did you know
You're
watching?
safe.
Did you know watching Paulo play that he could be the type of guy to be a number one overall pick?
Yeah, he was good. He was good. He was good.
Julian,
Last one, brother, before we get into the tape, because I want to get into the tape. But why Youngstown State, man? You got a lot of offers. You got some from your, I guess, home-ish state of Wisconsin. You got DePaul, Mizzou all over the map. What was it? What was it about Youngstown State that like really was was like the nail in the coffin for you? Like, yeah, this is my spot. I'm going here.
Well, really, Coach Rob, he's recently passed away. That was like he was like the guy leading everything for me, and he was like all my prep school stuff was going on. I was playing pretty well. That one like on a bad drought where I was playing terrible. And then like when that Youngstown came, and like that's when I was locked in when they came. So when I got that offer, I'm like I want to go here. Like I want him to visit. And my coach was like, I think it's a good place for you. He talked to Coach Calhoun, that's my coach now, and they talked. He's a players coach, player development guy, and he cares on and off the court. So it's like a family guy. So I feel like that's what I needed, and I feel like I'm picked the right place.
Sure seems like it, brother.
that's what we love to hear. So, getting into the tape, we all have it up on our screens right at the top. I mean, the first little bit's a dunk reel, but I mean, it's just the one thing that I want to say before we started is about you as a leaper that I like is you're one of the few people that are just as elite of a 1 foot jumper as a 2 foot jumper. What in like your training like, that versatile, like off 2 feet, off 1 foot, it doesn't matter. You're throwing it down.
I mean, in eighth grade, I feel like I just started like dunking. Like I learned how to dunk from trying to dunk every day. Is what I tell people that like how do you jump? I feel like just jumping every day, trying to. Once I try, like I used to watch dunking videos. Like I used to want to be a professional dunker. So like I used to just watch dunking videos all day and then just try. Like I dunk on small hoops for no reason. Like when I couldn't dunk, so I just jumping all day. I feel like is what helped me be able to jump now.
Yeah, jumpers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So we can roll through the first little bit. Just some AAU stuff when you're playing for U. And I mean, off the 2 step, like that Euro pickup is just filthy, bro. So much flair. Like I don't know. It's just so fun. And I mean, that's the stuff that when I went back and watched, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that he's one of the players who's been able to do the whole time. Last clip, passing away, going right to the hoop, good off ball movement. And then I mean, getting into the stuff here at Youngstown, I mean, that's what a lot of what you were doing to get your dunking opportunities was just a lot of off ball movement. Where did you develop these things as a cutter?
Well, I feel like learning from the older guys, I guess they taught me a lot. So like, I just felt like whenever so Garrett Covington, that he was like, whenever you see the guy turn his head, just go. That's what he taught me. So then I started doing that, And then like you just once you keep playing, you start to be able to read it. I guess it was just more making a read than just being like, oh, I'm gonna cut randomly. But like you see Dwayne driving, oh, he's going to help. Let me cut behind him, or let me stay out for shoot the corner three. Just learning from the older guys.
Yeah. And then what about the offensive rebounding? How did you kind of get that in your bag to just be confident about attacking the glass and putting that thing back in?
Oh, I've always been offensive rebounding. It's just trying to go get the extra point. My dad used to yell at me in the car rides because he was the only thing he was good at in basketball was rebounding. So he used to be like, "Go to the offensive glass every time." And then whenever I didn't, I would get yelled at. So I started doing it all the time.
I just want to say, man, your second jump, like even if you don't get it on that first bounce, how do you I can't even process how you somehow manage to
Coach,
go
bro.
up for a board, not get it when the ball hits the rim, land, and then make another jump where you successfully out jump like four dudes. For like, how do you do that, bro? Like, I'm not kidding. Like, how do you like in a split second manage to land and leave your feet a second time like that? Because that's a lot of your rebounding comes from the fact that you just get off the ground the second time faster than everybody else does. You just react quicker, bro.
I mean, I'm just jumping at that point. I don't know. I'm just trying to get the ball, do whatever it takes to get the ball. I don't. I'm just jumping. I don't do no training. Well, I do. I lift now and stuff, but prior to all college and stuff and like prep school, I wasn't lifting. I was just jumping. So I feel like just jumping is what is like the biggest key to being able to jump is just jumping and genes, I guess. But
But like that, I was about to say some people on this pod right now weren't blessed with the 6'7" and plus. What
We're both under 6 feet tall.
you know what your standing vert is? Your running vert? Have you measured stuff like that these days?
I did a while ago, and I felt like my standing. I don't even know. It was like it was like 39, I think. And like standing, I don't even know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was like beginning of my freshman year.
Enough to dunk it consistently, clearly. So, and that's all.
Yeah.
We can let it roll. So, I mean, just I love the off ball movement, and this was the clip here at 23 seconds that sent me, bro. That two-handed back scratcher is some just straight 2K shit. I'm not even gonna lie. And then kind of get in here. I could have put a million dunks on there, but the stuff that really impressed me is your footwork, driving to the basket, the patience. I mean, some of these hesitations, a little floater there. And then even getting up to the college level, you're so comfortable taking a guy off the dribble. What are you looking for? We can stop it here at like 52 seconds or a little bit after that. What are you looking at when you're deciding to attack a defender off the dribble versus stepping back? Like, what are your kind of reads? Are you looking at their feet or what? Hips?
I mean, I'm still learning, I guess, but like usually, like I just go and read as it goes, I guess. But I feel like as I'm getting older now, like just being skilled doesn't work anymore. Like you got to be smart as well. So I'm still working on that part of my game and just trying to read the defense is what my coach has me working on the most. So I feel like just making reads is the right way to put it.
Got a little nugget here. So if I was scouting against you, these are the type of things I would look at. If I was, coaching for UW Milwaukee, and I'm getting ready to play you, things I would look at is you go left about 64.3% of the time versus right, but you're far more successful going right. You average 1.286 point per possessions on your spot up drives to the right versus 0.643 spot up drives to the left. And then your drives left in general are only 7.22 points per possession, which is not bad at all. But you're so successful driving right. And, it is a lack of volume, but I just think it's notable. They're just going left a lot. Is that, like you said, is that just more of an instinct thing? You like hitting that crossover back to the left and kind of beating that guy with your first step? Is that what you found?
Oh, well, at my prep school days, I used to go left. Like I felt like I was going better left, pulling up off with my left hand and stuff like that. But at the college level, like you can't really get that shot up as well. So I don't know. I'm just still learning, I guess, trying to make reads. I didn't know any of this stuff, so I'm just learning this too. So
That's what I'm here for. You can tell us how to do all the things that you do on the court because we can get nowhere near to your level at this point. I'm a little bit out of my prime on the court, but even at my prime, I wasn't taking guys off the dribble like you are. Uh, you're 70.8% at the rim, and you have a pretty good shot balance. So I don't think it's like a thing that I'm saying. Oh, like I would tell guys to push you right or anything like that. I just think it's something that you should notice in your game and be like, I have a good
Yeah.
balance shot diet. If I'm going left all the time, a smart defender is going to tune into that. You know what I mean? And he's going to know when
Yeah.
he up that left hand. I just noticed it's a lot of crossing back to the left, and we'll look at it here. We'll watch from here on. And then once you get inside the paint, it's over though. You have too much length, you're too good in the air, and you're too patient. Like this is the clip for me at 106. You're coming off the screen again. You're waiting. You're kind of breaking him down, and then you see him kind of get flat feet here. You lock back in, rip back to the left. Great finish with the left hand. I don't know. Do you feel like we can pause it there, like 121 ish? Do you feel like you're more comfortable getting into the basket at the college level than you were in high school, or do you just feel like you've just always been confident getting to the hoop, and you just feel like you can finish over anybody?
Oh, I was more comfortable in high school because not everybody's athletic in high school, not everybody. But then when you get to the college level, the guys are stronger, more athletic. So I feel like just making like being smart is like a big thing right now. So like I got to be smart when I'm driving. Like got to read the defense instead of just trying to jump over everybody like I used to. So I guess just trying to become a smarter player. I guess when driving to the basket, I'm still working on my handle and everything. Making reads is a big thing I'm working on right now. So I feel like just got to keep working. I guess.
Yeah, I mean the crossover's filthy. I don't think they should touch the crossover.
I've
Uh,
been doing that crossover. That was the first move I learned, like that long cross. That was the first move I ever learned.
that's probably my favorite move. You create so much space off of it, and I just think you have such a quick first step. Like when you're bringing a guy back to left, especially when somebody's coming out on you, especially on that switch, you're normally going to bring up a wing. Maybe it'll be different next year. I don't know if you're playing more guard or going to be playing more wing next year, but when you got that bigger defender on, I think that from my perspective, looking at you should be taking them off the dribble every time, and then the next step to that is how do I get more efficient in the drive scenarios is not being less aggressive attacking the basket, but how can I drive to pass? You know what I mean? I think that's the
Yeah,
next look at some of your passing clips because I think you have great instincts. I just think it's a matter of how do we bring that all together? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Let's keep it cooking here. Some of the off the dribble shooting and just shooting.
I mean, the very next clip is a clip of you hitting a guy with a long cross into a step back three. I mean, doesn't get much better than that. I mean, context, man.
You could always shoot it, huh? Is that just what it's been?
Yeah, well, in high school is when I was younger, I played at the five, and I wasn't allowed to shoot the ball that much. So that's what really drove me to start working on my shot a lot. And then once I got to high school, that's when I started really shooting it. So
Facts.
that's that high school was when I made that shooting jump.
Yeah.
I got a quick question. How comfortable have you felt?
Stop it at like 155, 157 ish.
All right, I got like how comfortable have you felt like shooting jumpers off the dribble? Because obviously, like catch and shoot is one thing. I'm curious how like because obviously in high school it's a little bit easier to create that space. How have you felt with like creating the space to get your jumper off the couch? Obviously, like we know what you can do going to the rim. I'm curious about more of the like mid-rangey stuff. How you've been feeling with that?
And well, from practice, like I've been doing well with it. But last year, I feel like I wasn't really that good at it. Like just off the fact that you're new to college, you're not as strong as everybody else, and then you have guys on your team that are better than you at scoring the ball. So you don't even need to do that. You just get them the ball and do the little things so they don't get tired, I guess.
I mean, you hit it on the nose.
Super valid.
More advanced stat stuff, of course. 59.4% effective field goal percentage on jump shots off the catch, 33% off the dribble, which is not bad. Like, I mean, you're still creating, positive looks from time to time. And we saw from the film, as people can see, it's not a problem of getting to your spots. And we'll see one clip later on where it's just a matter of, falling through completely on your jumper, getting a good release point, making sure you have good balance in the air. Because you're such a good leaper, I find sometimes a little bit of your tape off the dribble, like really in your off the dribble stuff, and sometimes you get caught in the air at the rim. But you've been able to finish through and around people so easily. I just, got to hold that extension on that jumper. We'll look here at one of them just kind of short arm it. You know what I mean? And if you hold the jumper all the way through, that's a foul, bro. Like, and get in that weight room, like you're saying, it's only going to increase the effectiveness of those shots. And like you made on the last point, 76.3% effective field goal percentage on uncontested off the catch. That's incredible. That's 1.53 points per shot. Like, that's elite. Like, that's top 90 percentile. So if you have that mindset of being like, when I'm open off the catch, it's a make, and then everything else is just going to come to me, like, you're going to be unstoppable. It's just like a baseline scoring threat. Of course, people are going to have to guard you like that from off the catch. Like I said, they can't leave you open. You're 70% effective field goal percentage from three. So
yeah,
we can resume it back like 157 wherever you guys are at. Just breaking guys down off the dribble. That's the one where it's you kind of short arm it, going right to left, and then the step back. It's just maybe that's not the shot we want, but it's still a good creation of look, creating space, and that's just something we'll have to see more of. And then we get here. Who was this game against? I can't remember. It was like the Jaguars or something like that. It was your best.
Yeah, IUPUI.
IUPUI. It was your best game this season.
Yeah.
Four threes in like a span of 6 minutes. If you guys want to pause at 2:23, because I want to break down the last one because I think that's the best example of kind of your mindset as a player. But what's it like getting in that type of shooting rhythm in a game? How are you feeling? Like, what's your mindset like? You just know when you catch it, you're shooting it?
Yeah, when that first one goes in, it's like a little comfortable thing, and then I feel like just when I was that game, they were playing a zone, so in practice we were just working on like spots that you would be opening, and I just kept going to those spots and knowing that if I catch it, I'm shooting it. This game, specifically, if I caught it, I was shooting it, and if I caught it, I was shooting it. This game specifically, though.
Yeah, for real. If we just want to go back, because I think it's a great point that you just made about knowing where to go. See here, get the guy off the dribble, shoot the shot off the dribble, which isn't your best shot, but you still create a good look. Cut through the middle of the zone like you're supposed to, like you were saying, and then find that spot in the corner. You know that somebody's going to find you, and then you kind of drift up to the wing, fill that spot, go catch a good screen, as I would like to say. Trying to get into the defense. I mean, these are just highlight blocks. I mean, there's nothing really about it. Just pure leaping ability, locking up Pat Baldwin Jr. here, getting the steal. How does it feel to know that you've ripped an NBA player? You saw it right there. You ripped them, took it to the basket.
Pat, that's my guy. So we played a little bit. We played for a while together, and
knew what he was doing.
Yeah, we practiced. Yeah, we practiced together. So I feel like we was just in the moment, I guess, and I just got up in him. I feel like right there.
I'm going to continue to play the same players. Hopefully, in my outlook, hopefully that's in the NBA, and we get to watch you, guard guys every night for 82 games. And
that's the goal.
Yeah, of course it should be. You have the talent for it. But is that something with Pat that you kind of knew what move he was going to? He tried to do the same thing twice. I don't know if you saw it, but he tried to go kind of back left twice. And on the first time, he kind of bumped him, made good contact. And then when he went back again, he went right to the spot where the ball was going. Is that kind of an instinct thing, or did you kind of think in your head, like, I know where he's going? I know it's a while ago. These are like junior year clips, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, in high school, I wasn't really that good of a defensive player. At least I don't think I was. But I really was just, I don't know. Let me replay this a little bit. When I seen him start to lose the ball a little bit, that's when I decided to get in him, really.
Yeah.
Because when he started losing the ball, that's when I wanted to get him, because I know when you start losing the ball already and then you still trying to dribble it, it usually don't go well. So if I was in that position, I just would have picked it up and passed it. But if I knew he was trying to dribble it again, that's when I went and stole it.
Yeah.
Do you have? I got quick. Sorry, I'm just throwing in questions random willy nilly. But do you have some nights where like you have a guy you're going up against and you kind of just have this feeling like, yeah, like I don't care if it's steel block, I'm getting some like I don't know what it is, I'm getting something on this guy tonight. Like if you had nights where it's just early in the game, you see something, you're like,
BJ Freeman, maybe.
I didn't want to name names, bro. I'm not putting anybody on blast.
No, but you clamped his over again.
Well, like last year, I knew I was I was supposed to guard the best player usually every night last year, so I just would make myself mad before every game, I guess, and just go out there and play hard and use my instincts.
Yeah, that's what I pick it up. Julian, you can go ahead. You have another thing.
Do you ever just like watch a guy's film and like be like, yeah, this guy's like just in your head, like, yeah, this guy's done, bro. Like he's done. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's how I approach every game. I try to at least approach every game with a mindset where this guy's not getting anything.
Gotta have that superiority complex over your opponent. You gotta.
I love that fucking mentality, bro. I love that mentality. Like,
otherwise, you're not gonna do it. That's all I kind of.
Yeah.
Manifestation.
Yeah.
Facts.
Kind of moving into this, I want to talk about your instincts. You said it there. Like, although you're not getting the on-ball steal here, you're picking it right up. You know that you're just going to go get the ball, like you were saying before. Here against Notre Dame, get the ball in transition, and then you're able to get a nice little finish around him midair. That's tough. And then getting here, making a point. I think what I love here is you're making a point of contact on these guys and making them uncomfortable, forcing them into spots that they don't want to get to. Quick off the closeout. You got a long reach. You're bothering people's shots, and I think when you stay aggressive like that, you're going to continue to find that people are not going to be able to shoot over you. Like, look at how tiny that guy is taking you off the dribble. Like, what is he doing? And then we get here to the clips against 340, and it's like he clearly wants to get to the basket on you. He thinks he's stronger than you. Locking up JJ Starling here, against some good players, and you're able to stay with them. And that's the thing I want you to take away, if anything, from the defensive stuff, because I'm not a defense mastermind. I'm not going to tell you how to fix your defense, but we can stop here at like 3:59 because there's one thing I want to talk about there. But like, you just got to stay aggressive, bro. You got the size, you got the athleticism that if you stay in front of people and stay disciplined and stay down on that end, it's going to be tough for people to finish over you, especially if you're playing the guard spot. Like I believe you can on offense. So it's like, flip that. If you're going to be guarding the guy that's guarding you, hopefully, this year it's going to be the best player on every night. You're going to be guarding and they're going to be guarding you. Like, you just got to keep that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay disciplined, keep your feet down, and rely on those natural skills and gifts that you have, because it's going to carry you a long way on that end. Like you said, you may not feel like you're a great defender, but your presence, it shows up on the tape when you watch yourself. Like, I'm sure you're like, I really am that much bigger than BJ, huh?
It's your footwork, man. Like, especially if, generally guys who are your height struggle guarding guards, but your footwork and your ability to just like continually, chopping your feet, shuffling and being able to get your hips turned quickly. Like, you do a lot of the instinctual stuff, getting around screens that like guards do. You know what I mean? Like, at your height, like that is such an asset, man. And like, I think honestly, as a defender, you have a ridiculously high ceiling because you have those. Like, it's not every player in the world.
It's all the blocks.
It's not every player in the world that can like move the way you move and stick with smaller guys like that. So like, I just want to say, man, like, keep doing your thing because like, you're that guy, bro. Like, yeah. We believe this year. We wouldn't have had you on if we didn't think you were that guy. You're our first guest, bro. Got to start it off strong.
Breakdown. So we're definitely lucky to have you. And I mean, it's stuff like this where when you can catch moments like this on tape, it's absolute gold. And I know that the draft junkies that are watching this will look at that and be like, oh boy, this is something that we like to see, because it may not seem notable to you, but if you played here, we're at 3:59. I put it in slow-mo. Look at your hips, bro. Watch. I know it's weird to say, but look at your hips. You turn right, and then you turn immediately back left, and you're able to catch up with him because you have that long stride, and then you're still able to get in front of him and contest the shot. Like, I want you to run that back, like legitimately. Just run it back, maybe 4:02, really, and watch your hip shift, bro. That's natural instinct. And if you continue to work on this type of footwork and flexibility, that movement's only going to get quicker, and it's only going to be more able to keep up with better on-ball players. You know what I'm saying? Like guys who are quicker off. Like I don't know who this is for, whatever school in the Horizon League, but what's notable about this play is not him as an offensive player. It's like, Jesus, this kid you got out of position. You were out of position. He got you turning the ball. And then you were able, because of that step and your hip speed, you're able to rotate and slide and get in front of him. You took an excellent angle. That is great defensive stuff. Not good, great defensive stuff. So if that's natural to you, these things are only going to get better as you work on it. And they're small things, you know what I mean? Getting in the gym, working on your hip speed, working on your flexibility, working on your core strength. Getting these things, solidified to where you're just so confident about, stopping a guy on ball that this stuff is just second nature. And I think, like Julian was saying, I think your ceiling on the defensive end is actually higher than on offense. I don't think no offense, but I don't think your handle's tight enough at this point to be like, oh, you're going to be a primary ball handler. I think that you're going to be a great secondary ball handler, and you obviously shoot the cover off the ball, and your off-ball movement's great. But if you can be a guy that not at a Power 5 school or at the next level that can lock down the best offensive players on the other team, you're going to get minutes anywhere. You're going to get playing time. You're going to get contracts. And that's just what it is at the end of the day. You already got the rebounding. You already got the mindset. It's just
like
the full body of work is really going to take you a long way, bro. On the defensive end.
I mean,
Appreciate that.
All the stuff that you're talking about doing, like there's a lot of guys that come into college with the mindset that you're talking about, like I was the guy in high school, I'm not the guy in college anymore, and don't do all the little things to keep them on the court. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure we could go back years through ESPN top 100s of guys that everyone thought was going to be this guy's going to be the next KD or like KG or LeBron or like all these prospects that get this ridiculous height, and they come into college and they think they're going to be the guy, and they don't do all the little things. And we've seen people get benched and lose out on potential because of it. But the fact that like as a freshman you came in, you said, nah, I am going to do whatever it takes to be on this court, and when they need me to be on the court, I'll be ready to play. That like first off speaks to your character, and like that's awesome, man. Like as a when I was 18, I'm only 22, but when I was 18, like I was not that smart. You know what I mean? Like it really speaks to your character and your maturity and your just willingness to hoop. And like honestly, I think in basketball, like that's so important. Like honestly, talent only gets you so far, but if you have the mindset, the talent helps. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, I got what you're saying.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's what it is at the end of the day. I'm sure we've all heard that. And I mean, Julian highlighted it perfectly. I don't really have anything to say about that, but we can just kind of continue to run through the next couple of clips here. We'll get, kind of the last bit, which is the playmaking, which, I was talking about before is kind of the unlocker here. I just think you have good instincts. Like you pick your head right up, know where the ball needs to go. It's going to create easy baskets for your team. And I mean, bro, that pass is incredible. You're leaning away, flicking it back the other way, being able, and this is the stuff that we want to see. Taking the ball into the middle of the paint, being patient, not getting rushed up by the defender, and being able to make smart reads and create easy baskets for your teammates. Again, these are the small things that are just going to make your longevity as a player stick. So, it's only 4 minutes of film, and I feel like we covered a little bit of everything, but I hope that you have some takeaways, and at least if you didn't learn anything, you gain some confidence in yourself, and what people see in you, and now you know what you need to see in yourself, and hopefully. The advanced stats, you go so far, got what you on the court, and I think you had a great freshman year, and I'm really excited to see you suit up again and get on a court. So,
I got one last question before we let you go, John. Y'all gonna be in March this year?
That's the goal, of course, that's the goal. Every time, every year I'm in college, that's the goal. Make it to March.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, brother. I guarantee you I'm going to pick you I don't give a damn who you're playing first round. I'm picking your team for the upset if you make it to March, brother. I guarantee you that.
Appreciate that.
One more defensive note, because I missed this. Great point of attack defense. This is why I saw my notes. Only .575 points per possession on drives against you. Your plus length allows for shutdown ability against self-creation. Your opponents were 3 for 17 off floaters and 5 for 29 off dribble jumpers. That's all I got to say about that. You know, if you force people into shots, you know, they're not going to be able to shoot over you, like I was saying. And it's just going to be easy. Your whole game is going to come together this year. Hopefully, it involves getting more minutes and allowing us to see more of what you can do on the offensive end, having more freedom. You know, what are you looking forward to most of your sophomore year before we let you go?
Trying to win again, I guess. Win again. Our team's really good. Like, we got a lot of new guys from the portal. Got some good freshmen coming in. So I feel like we can do better, or if the goal is just to make it to March, I feel like we can do it this year. You got all the pieces out.
Who's a new teammate that you have that you are really surprised about and want people to be excited about their game?
Gabe Dine, 7'3" freshman.
All right. Is he a shooter or what? Just back to the basket. Is he going to dominate?
Yeah, post player, dominant post player.
Love to see it. Well, I mean,
Dunk on him yet?
Nah, I haven't. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think I have.
That's gonna have to be like a drive-by situation where you catch him looking up at the basket, like shoot around, come up behind him, jump over the top. We gotta see that clip. See that clip go around on Twitter. It'll go crazy.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, John. You know, we're gonna wrap it up here. We're off the clock.